Anyway, game 1, PrimeVillian versus Wilson. Wilson queuing up his NR Uprising list on blue against PrimeVillian's Cash on red. Both players got some mulligans to take. Wilson's hand looking pretty bronze heavy. But so is PrimeVillian's. PrimeVillian finds his Nero, getting that important Echo card into his hand. Varaxis arriving. And Seductress gets exchanged for a better Seductress. Also that snap leading on the Royal Guards. Yeah, that might be true. If they just don't know the people, it's less interesting for them. To allow only meme decks, I think that would be a bad rule.
Many of ours have died of late.
Okay. Von Hurst gets ticking. There's no clean removal for this. You can commit the Anses, but not really something you want to have to do in round 1. Yeah, Wilson playing a single oil. And the siege tower.
Left, right.
Just plays his own engine. Holds on to the Royal Guards charge. See how much PrimeVillian values this Alzur's Thunder, whether he really wants it later, decides to just take the 7-point Thunder now. Does just take the 7-point Thunder now. Von Hurst keeps ticking. Now, 2 points per turn versus 2 points per turn. Add decks to play Gwent on iOS. Yeah, chat would know better than I would. Can you just click share and get a library link that way? Hey, Mightyl, thanks for the Twitch Prime. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What happens if you apply Veil to Immortals? Does it just boost by 2 every turn? Might just boost by 2 every turn. Hey, Weissenberg, how you doing? 3 points per turn against 3 points per turn. Oh, Cicada. Nervous for today's cast episode? Wait, what's going on? Sea Jackal to develop the spender. Pretty nice Temple Guard coming down, but I mean, so many points too. Doing Merchants of Negativity. I got an artist as a guess. Oh, cool. What time is it? What time is the podcast? Slightly over an hour. Oh, okay. Okay. Try to check it out. Drummers keep ticking, and this points cap is just really scary for the NR player. We've got a 8-point Scytheman, but big poisons as well. It's tempos. This tempos. Von Hurst is so good. It's like absorbing random pings too, because of the transforms.
Should've listened to me, old lady.
Nose, mouth, any hole will do.
Thought maybe it was a meme tournament. Nah, some people play memes in the weeklies, but they're not explicitly meme tournaments. The serious decks that really make the meme deck shine. Like, who wants to see just like meme decks beating up on meme decks? The truly hype moments come from meme decks beating up on real decks. There's always next week. I might try to run next week's as a Swiss tournament. The round 1 buys are so dumb. You get 34 people sign up and all of a sudden there's like 16 people with round 1 buys. Spectator mode is out. It's been out for almost a month now. The tournament site is what we're getting for spectator mode. We're using spectator mode right now. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Just a funny moment on the stream to say that at. So yeah, we see the Syndicate deck winning uneven as predicted. It was a rough round 1 for Wilson. And a really good hand. Really for both players. Dahlia Frigate with... There's still an Anna as an answer. There's no soldiers out of this deck, right? Are these token soldiers? No. Is the push coming? Such an easy push to just go like leader charge Slaw. Say good luck pull boat. Chooses not to. So Philippa gets to hand. Oh, we've got a Dahlia Siege Tower. Ooh, Dahlia Trident Infantry. Heat Wave getting kicked. Finding a spender. So we've got a Dahlia for Trident Infantry with Odo. Oh, we've got AA for Anna, okay. Getting the Nero for Passiflora. the immediate boiling oil from Wilson to take out that Seductress. So the blind eyes from hand are this, as well as the Adriano. Okay. Spending once and using leader to get the boat out. Is killing the Peaches? Yeah. Peaches down, Varaxis to threaten the Spender.
We share the profits, not the worst.
I guess Adriano at 6. Yeah, Adriano 6 just works, okay. No need to spend. Bit of a double take there, it looked a little weird, but puts you exactly to 9. Plus 2 to 8, minus 5 to 3, plus 6. Nope, no delay. Second Tridem getting deployed. Spending a lot. Biz Tech to try to remove Varaxis value. I mean, yeah, gotta take it now. Seductress down. And this clears the way for the Sol. Well baited there from PrimeVillian. Not the most insane raw poison value, but getting the salt stick is a big deal. Yeah, Philippa the Anna and, and the Concede. Good line there. Good line there. I was wondering when that salt's coming down. So what are the bans here? PrimeVillian's Shield Wall was banned, and Wilson's Rage of the Seas deck was banned. So Wilson has still got to play this Uprising deck we just saw, and he has the Symbiosis Nature's Gift deck. While his opponent has the Shield Wall banned, and he got Cash through, so he just needs to win with his Rage of the Seas list. Maybe Kiro is better there. I'm pretty sure you're losing to Philippa regardless. If both lines lose to Philippa, just take the one that's more points. So hopping into game 2, Wilson's currently down. Gotta get through with this Symbiosis list against this Rage of the Sea Warriors deck from PrimeVillian. What if Prime plays Passiflora? Wilson just plays Anna there instead of Boiling Oil, since the Seductress goes to 5 and can still be oiled. Prime have to spend one more turn to get coins for Yoink. And Wilson can Onsace the Anna. I mean, you don't want them to be able to Philippa early, right? Like, delaying the Philippa to the point where the engine value doesn't matter so much for the opponent is sort of the same as being able to kill it, where you need to be able to kill the seductresses, because the seductresses your opponent has control over when they come down. Hey, Spiro. How's it going? So, PrimeVillian probably just leading on Longship here, right? But thinking it through. Opponent's definitely going to take the Rebuke onto it. At the same time, we don't really want to let Wilson establish Harmony engines. I guess you could consider TAing this Devotion. This is Devotion, so there's no answer to this TA either. It's not going to get heat waved.
Though trees live longer than humans, they need protection from them.
No, but then you have one less Onsace that you're using on a different engine, right? Like, you still have to use removal on the engine. It's just, instead of using it on a Peaches or a Seductress, you're using it on an Anna. That matchup, Shield Wall is just better. Focus on building your own engines and one-shot duel at the end. Yeah, I could see that. I could sort of see that. I mean, at the same time, like, you have Baron. You can sort of let their first engine go. It's just when you have to play your Baron, it's rough. I think in general, the ability to prevent the engines from growing in the first place, and just playing a leader that's worth naturally more points. I think there's an argument for Uprising being better there, but it depends what you're able to save going into round 3. Yeah, there were no hiccups this time. Everything just worked. Everyone knew what decks to queue with. Didn't let the game lost anybody. It's been very smooth. Got here Vabjorn into the Blood Eagle. Cool. Herc, yeah, Greatsword. Greatsword. Greatsword straight into Nature's Rebuke. Unless you think your rebukes are heavily overloaded. Ooh, just taking the Shaping Nature. Is there no punish for this? Is there no Morkvarg? There is no Morkvarg. So we get to greed a full value Shaping Nature on Hamadryad. That is very, very big. I think that matchup Snibbles from NR are not drawing oil for Hurst. Yeah. They'll lose on even after not being able to deal with the engine that you hope to be able to deal with. It's a pretty big deal. Like, you also lost Baron and still lost on even. Just sort of rough. Rebuke takes that one out instead. Now we've got Symbiosis looking pretty good against Skellige again. Turtle is battled. The loss of armor triggers before the next turn of duel? I don't think so. Pretty sure the turtle will get boosted after the full duel resolves. Sort of like why living armor doesn't update between dual hits. Yeah. So last time we saw Skellige lose uneven to Symbiosis in round 1. Skellige still won by 10 points. But this time, there was far less committed from the Scoia'tael player. Still has the Forest Protector. Only gold in graveyard is Valve. What is the push going to be out of Wilson? If you're okay with the long round, just like playing the Donka out. Has Fabjorn been played? Fabjorn's already played. So if you go Donka and your opponent's stunning blows, they're not ahead. Instead opting for the Call of the Forests. Phyrexian. Ooh. The Hamadryad, again exploiting the lack of tall removal from PrimeVillian's list. Just no answer to this whatsoever. Not even like a Giga Scorpion decoction where you could use Leader Charge to kill it. Nothing that deals 6. Blood Eagle into Herkia is 5. Yeah, this is... Ugh. The Hamadryads look disgusting this game. Gets to full greed again with the knowledge that nothing can be done about it. Oh, Critters getting the bleed onto Raiders. Skellige is the highest win rate faction on Pro Ladder. Don't know about it being weak. Should have Beagle Herkia plus charge. It's only 6, you needed 7. Because this was pulled by Call of the Forest. Yep. SK has a higher win rate than Northern Realms. At both the top 100 and top 20 resolution.
The only good one is a dead
Donka not taking the flick immediately, opting for the carryover point. PrimeVillian takes the stunning blow. Don't have easy. Guess not. Guess Kirby didn't value easy. Wait, Pog's gone? Kirby, what have you done? So... this works. This is the 1 bleed. Extracting a lot of value out of that Hamadryad. Place Yordle. It was true in beta too. The devs really like Skellige. So, Wilson's hand both has more cards and more golds than PrimeVillian's. Yeah, I mean, Wilson being able to greed Hamadryads is a pretty big deal here. Made the round 2 bleed a lot easier for him. Made round 1 into a win on even when it otherwise would have been very risky to make that line.
That rocket
Come on,
would be my
Lady
home.
of the Wood.
Who would have thought?
Rexina, buffing up the Enchantress. Just capturing some evidence. Don't mind me. Anyway,
Look closely, kiddos, on my courageous mother.
Rain pretty good here. Killing the last bit of damage to kill the young Dryad.
The forest holds
Play Necromancy to replay Hamadryad. We do have 3 leader charges. This build without great swords. I thought there was one. There was one, right? Yeah. It's a War of Clans.
This is God's will, and that's how we'll end you.
Getting another invader. Also just playing out his boost cards, keeping his things alive, keeping them undamaged, preventing Wild Boar from getting any value. Harold into Greatsword, making a pretty sizable point gap. It's the last Rage of the Sea proc? Yeah. Boosting up the Greatsword to an 8. Don't think it was dying to anything anyway.
The only good human is a dead human.
Come on, Lady of the Wood.
Comes the Aithne. Only one proc remaining. Despite the massive symbiosis. Pretty bad turn to play Aithne. Aithne is really bad in this matchup between Blood Eagle and War of Clans. It's hard to find a good turn to play it on. This might be the only turn where the Dryads were living. Like, there's a leader charge available too. So like Hemble plus leader charge could potentially kill both of them. And Wilson takes it. But I think is overall a pretty good matchup for Skellige. It's sort of shifted by the lack of any tall removal. Wilson takes game 2 by 6 points, and we are off to a deciding game 3. It will be, I believe, Wilson's Uprising against PrimeVillian's Rage of the Sea.
Close ranks!
Believe in the Hamadryads. This is the semifinals. There's still one more match after this. PrimeVillian with his tutors, but pretty short on golds overall. Either player with a ton of golds. Means for round 1, both players are going to have a lot of stuff left over going into the future deciding rounds. Royal Guards taking the raiding fleet, getting the longship out of deck. And stick the Trident infantry. Not using the buff, instead opting to hold on to it, presumably to protect Anna. Raiders coming down. Does deploy the Anna. Is this just both buffs on the Anna, putting it to 9? Yeah, again, no tower removal. Nothing to really be scared of here. Karak Green to boost it up further if it starts taking damage. PrimeVillian just deploying his greatsword. Hang on the Anna, putting it to 7, but I believe this deck doesn't even have ways of dealing that much. Not in round 1 at least. Philippa coming down. Putting some damage onto that greatsword, getting that long ship down to 1. Lead getting put on the Tridum. At this point, Wilson probably doesn't want to play any more golds. Is this just Temple Guard while you have it? Yeah. Come on, long ship. Hit the long ship. Nope. This greatsword is outdoing itself.
If I go down, I'm taking you with me.
Wilson choosing to just take the pass. Not too worried about winning round 1, as long as he doesn't lose uneven. Not really much quality forced out either. He got Raiding Fleet. That's Raiding Fleet and a bunch of bronzes in exchange for the Anna and the Philippa. Well, Philippa's definitely a little awkward against the deck with like great swords and small blood totem. The Anna's a pretty big deal. Say overall, those were pretty good exchanges for the Skellige player. Mr. PrimeVillian. Quite a few lose unevens. Nobody's fucking around now. Yeah. Players have that fear. This is the first game in the set that it wasn't a lose uneven round 1, right? Both players taking some pretty aggressive lines to get that card advantage. Malt, Stunning Blow, pick up the Wild Boar of the Seas. Pretty good trade. Now, what does Mr. PrimeVillian want to do? He's got Wild Boar Handle. His opponent's Anna is gone. So the remaining engines are Drummers, Odo. There are still both AAs left. Pushing into AA doesn't feel great. Though you're also on your first Blood Eagle. Just thinking about it. Does decide to take the pass. Almost in time with the music.
Temeria has yet to speak its last.
Yeah, I mean, Boat gets Wild Boar of the Sea, gets Hembled. It is substantially worse against decks like this. Especially with no tower removal for the Anna. You can just keep buffing it. What's missing over here? Herkia Harold. Babjorn gets picked up. solid hand. Missing Baron, though. Baron doesn't tend to be very good. Getting the Blood Eagle so it can be pulled with Babyorn. And now we are seeing a Snap Adalia onto the drummer. Getting that first engine down. I'm in the eastern United States. Time zone, it's 4 a.m. in? Nah, it's 5:30.
Women, children, elders.
Raiders and the Rain to knock the shield down. What's the follow-up? Could just play the Odo down. Could just play the other drummer. It's mousing over the Odo. Decides to take that one. Putting it to 7. Raider puts it to 5, which does die to Skjortle. But everything sort of dies to Skjortle. Is there a warrior? Oh, there is a warrior. Doesn't even need to take the Skjortle. Man, War of Clans is so good. Hey, Jomsic. Can take the drummer. Oh, I've got AA for another engine here. I was gonna say you could play this drummer over here to buff this out of range of the Skjortle, but I guess that notably just plays in the stunning blow. And I believe both stunning blows are left, yeah. So a lot of reasons to not want to do that. Does go for the Skjortle this turn. Is bait all of the answers for Viraxis? What point do we just range to Viraxis? Kira now. Try to Medallia. Nice. I mean, Uprising's pretty big.
Did you die already? Or need I kill you again?
Warriors on the shore, bows raised.
Just remove Bloodthirst, right? Yeah. Still holding the Viraxis. I guess that's her Blood Eagle Donar Rain. Because there was the damaged unit. Okay, there's the Donar. Now, surely... I mean, it's not even, like, value in playing the Viraxis early at this point. With a couple soldiers.
Oh God! A duel! To a duel I challenge thee!
Hey, Tixar. Yep, that's about right. Good old Trident infantry. Totem is gross against random pings. Absolutely gross. Considering Raiders versus Greatsword. Hey!
What does the anniversary do? Nothing, I suppose.
Wait, what anniversary? But yeah, thanks for the Twitch Prime. Thanks for the 2 months. So Wild Boar Hemdall remaining. Viraxis melee. Yeah. Is this just dueling down the Greatsword? Looks like Ganara's got this. The Hemdall's 12. There's still 2 points on Drummer Tridum. I don't think this Hemdall is ever realistically making this Tridum lose any points, or this Scytheman lose any points. We celebrate our anniversary and sent that message. Oh, it was just like the 2 months on the day. Okay. Up Hemdall now on melee. Oh, it does remove a boost from the Viraxis. Okay, but I believe, yeah, Wilson gets this by 4. Clicks the totem for good measure. And Wilson takes it, advancing to the finals over PrimeVillian. I am marked as a spectator. So we've got Wilson versus I Don't Flinch in the finals. Take a look at I Don't Flinch's lists. We will see Blaze of Glory, Tactical Decision, and Uprising. So in the finals of the first post-Shield Wall tournament, we see Uprising versus Uprising. Huh. Interesting. What else has he got here? He's got Tactical Decision, Masquerade Ball, with a Fawn for the Tactical Decision. Got the single Alzur's Thunder tech that's been pretty common for Conquest. Blaze of Glory with Turgvi. War of Clans, Double Warrior, Singleton Greatsword. Oh, people played Shield Wall. People certainly played Shield Wall. And we've got the greedy Siege War Elephant. I guess we can call it a deck. Just waiting for both players to submit their bans and for tournament mode to send out the game invites. If you want the deck lists from this tournament, they are all available here. And shortly after the stream, there will be tournament summaries and every player's deck list available in nice visuals like this, showing the bans that both players made. If we look from last week's tournament, like the winner, we get to see the decks that the winner banned, what their win rate was, the win rates of the various decks throughout the tournament. We'll have all these wonderful stats generated from the tournament as a whole. I'm just realizing that I am not in the right scene to be showing you guys this. Hey, Gritty HS, thanks for the Twitch Prime. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we'll have all these stats generated, all the stuff people brought, the faction win rates, the cards that won for each faction, all the deck lists in the tournament alongside the bans and the individual win rates for each deck. And all be available shortly after the tournament on datadrivengaming.net. Let's see if we've got bans yet. Yeah, so Wilson's Rage of the Seas was banned, and I Don't Flinch's Uprising was banned. So the Skellige ban versus the NR ban. And we have got our game invite. Tournament mode working perfectly tonight. I'd love to see it.
Onward! Attack!
Going around, Nilfgaard is the weakest faction. It's certainly one of them. It's got good matchups against NR, right? That would be the reason to consider playing it. Speaking of Nilfgaard having good matchups against NR, we're seeing double ball against NR. Yeah, I think Skellige and Northern Realms are a level above everything else right now. But it's still pretty early. Maybe we'll see some developments in the other factions. 40 points playing offerings for third Herm Dryad. Impressive. AA Frigate TA. So there, no Vincent. There is a Vincent. Wilson's just a greedy, greedy boy. This is live.
Let's dance till the sun sings.
Decides to play the ball first, since the Vincent would be the second aristocrat. This is just Royal Guards, right? Think about Adalia instead.
I demand satisfaction.
Ooh.
Now!
Aggressive Anses. Okay. Well. Ugh. This is an expensive way to still lose uneven. I think he's just all in his opponent not having Vincent, and I Don't Flinch seems to not want to play the Aniro for Vincent. Okay, here we are. Like, it's a pretty big commitment, but after your opponent played Anses, seems like you don't mind as much.
Not jumping in after you.
We can just lock the Royal Guards, kill off the Anses. Get up a solid 8 points.
Attention! Present arms!
They get squirreled. Yep. Well, this is just sort of a dismantling. Yet another game where I believe a player is going to be losing uneven. This is quickly going downhill. Oh. Easy Squirrel, Amphibious Assault. Tempo Adalia, Karak Marine. Some last-ditch effort to survive. This might work. I don't think just hand remaining is sort of slow. I think it's slow enough. No value in the Baron. He's barely treading water, up 3 points. Nah, I don't think he forgot to play around things so much as just accepting that he was losing to the Vincent if it was there.
Eyes closed, mouth.
I don't know, that's sad.
My spirit's willing and how, but
Yeah, I don't know. Weird line. Weird line from Wilson. More worried about locks than Vincent, I suppose.
And it's all for me grog. Me knocking grog.
Could just be saying the matchup's really bad, so the way I win is you don't have Vincent round 1. But it's like Vincent or Invo.
thinking can be hazardous to your health. Not to boast, I train each and every day.
Realms unit order ability. Theoretically get Invo value. Do like Rothan's copy a Karak Marine later. It could happen. Forget it didn't have Zeal? No.
If I don't put the bloody vodka.
Yeah, I mean, this works. Wilson gets out at pretty extreme cost, but he is against Nilfgaard, and maybe just getting out at a pretty extreme cost is enough. Doesn't have cards remaining. He's got Philippa, he's got Kira. Yeah, I mean, his list's just really bad against Vincent too, right? Like, there's Kira, there's that TA. Got a Mad Charge. There's a fucking Siege Tower. Spent a lot of his golds. He's playing the faction from the north, though, which lets him start the game with a lot of golds in his deck. Back the ball.
Few poachers dare venture into the Morlorn's wood.
Discipline shall bring us victory.
This Odo leader. Go in. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. How aggressive are we? No, decides to keep the leader charges. I think the idea, I don't know what the idea here is. Like, you're not getting both cards and leader. Maybe you're getting, like, card plus leader.
Ask a lady her age. It's unbecoming.
Oh, we weren't watching meme decks. What happened? Sometimes we are. So the Nero is gone. This ball is not guaranteed, though we do have a consistency leader that can dig through the deck. We've found our Fawn. Do not need that bomb heaver. Find Marl. Well, at least Masquerade Ball looks bad. Just go on leader and see what you get. Nah, it leads on the Brothans instead.
True love could lift the curse, but who would love such a
We get your simulate trigger, sure. Sure.
In my trade, I am a great artist.
Good ol' Marl. This is the Anna turn, right? Just thinking about placement. He wants to put it next to the emissary or the Philippa that's getting poisoned.
Scrub that for fuck's sake. I'm sick of these chills.
Nah, the Anna turn. It's being played around here. Alistair's Thunder. Not even, right? I guess this is 1 point better against Alistair's Thunder. No, sure, poison. Still 1 point better. Does he beat this?
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, a time to die.
No. The countdown happens after the whole row resolves, right? The Anna boosts the Rot Tosser. Yeah, the 1 point there didn't matter. There was no second point, right? You can boost the Cow Carcass by 1 with Leader to get an extra point on the Scytheman, but that doesn't actually get you an extra point. Played the Anna before the Marine. Yeah, if he agrees to that point. He might have done the math, and... Yeah, I mean, you definitely lose to Hard Poison, right? Because the Rot Tosser basically played for 5. And Hard Poison there always plays for... relatively 8 better. Yeah, I mean, that was theoretically drawable. It's admittedly a pretty hard line to see. Like, you gotta do a lot of math pretty quickly. Why is that command still there? Oh... Wilson is currently down a game against I Don't Flinch, who is now on blue coin with his Blaze of Glory deck against a Wilson's Symbiosis deck. This is the finals.
You've done it now.
6. Oh, I want to summon my Brothans. Sure.
Leave it to us.
How did Wilson get to final? What do you mean? Why wouldn't Wilson be able to make it to final? Let's start that wacky. The Dryadless Caress.
Your skull
Come here.
You bet my apple you'll not leave Brocklon. Not alive at any rate.
Like this I don't flinch guy. He reminds you of someone? Their reference that I am not aware of.
Calm yourselves.
Donar taking the damaged. Taking the damage on the boosted unit to make it damaged. There we go. It's a
The Ember.
not shortcut phrases in ways that make no sense. I am unaware. What's going on over here? What was that? Hamadryad leader charge. Now, this list, while it doesn't have toll removal per se, it does have Hjalmar and Leader in round 3 to deal 10 damage to units, making the Hamadryads less safe than they were the last time we saw this deck against Skellige. Yep, open deck list. Rebuke taking out the Berserker. Which is Danny? I don't know who it is. I don't think they've identified themselves in chat yet.
We've no need for your forges.
Gods, not a moment's peace.
Oh, it's Danirai? Wait, doesn't he have a... Wait, I'm confused now. Is he just smurfing? I'm confused. Who has multiple Gwent accounts? You can find all the deck lists from the tournament in the participants tab of the tournaments page. Danirai changed nickname. Really? Oh, that's funny. I don't flinch was playing super tight earlier, right? Remember there was one player we watched earlier? They were making some surprisingly tight plays. That makes a lot of sense. So what is going on in this game currently? Valve, Caress. This one's treading water. Just kind of trust humanity that no one's gonna stream snipe in the tournament with no real prizes. So far, it's worked. Turgby coming down, and this exactly stays ahead. There, stays ahead by 2. Hey, Deesbear gifting 5 tier 1 subs to the community. Darnak, Sawyer, Mittens Kittens, Jumbo Relic, Jekfj, and Leo Nos. Welcome, everybody. Wilson taking the call onto Donka. He's gonna take the points? Or is he trying to take the carryover? He greeds the carryover. Greeting the carryover. And it works out. I don't flinch. Passing with the Herald in hand. Wilson greeds 2 points of carryover onto the gourd. Came back and stream hasn't ended yet. Yeah, we got the finals here. I don't flinch versus Wilson. Wilson picking up a pretty crazy set of cards. I mean, the strength of drawing Echo in round 1 isn't in round 1. It's later on in the game. Shaping Nature short of awkward against Blaze of Glory Helmar too, basically just playing as an Adrenaline Rush in round 3. So with the long round, Symbiosis. I mean, you never get to Shaping Nature Hamadryad. It'll die to something else before the Shaping Nature gets to come down on it. Realistically, either just eats leader or eats the Helmar, and then the other thing that you try to Shaping Nature gets hit by the other. Treant down. Both units veiled. This Oak Critters, again, not having a window to get the board. With double essay from Wilson, he can, like... Okay, I mean, everything in his hand goes sort of tall. Tempering Oak. Gourd. Shaping Nature. Can't really play around all of the removals. This is what, just Blood Eagle? Kill one, establish the Greatsword. Still Champion's Charge on Patricidal Fury. I haven't seen a lot of Patricidal Fury in general. It's mostly been either Blaze of Glory because of the new Greatsword, or the new Rage of the Seas leader. I don't know why you didn't get back Raider. It's in this graveyard. Don't think anything deals 6. Maybe he was just really respecting Oak Critters. Knowing that both Oak Critters are left. After a turn of Oak Critters bleed, you have to use the click anyway? I don't know. I don't know if that matters.
I'll snap your neck in my fist.
Tournament go. We are currently in the finals. I don't flinch is up a game against Wilson. Heimdall comes down, putting the bleed on the Oak Critters. See the leader charge used to remove 2 bleed. And then buffing up the oak critters. Great sword continues growing, and now Wilson's gotta play something that plays into this Hjalmar. Oak will meet the Hjalmar.
Who wants to taste Skelliger Steel?
And I don't believe Wilson's hand has 30 points. And I don't flinch. Takes it in a clean 2-game set over Wilson. So I don't flinch. Does in fact not flinch. What was his run like? 2-0 here, 2-0 here, 2-0 here, 2-0 here. And the buy around 1. Oh, Sophos was so sad when he lost too. Oh. Good night, Wilson. Try not to die. How many participants today? 34? 36. Literally 2-0'd everyone. Indeed. I don't flinch. Are you in chat? Yep. It is actually Danirai. Okay, let's VIP you. And if you are in my Discord, I can give you the champion role as well. You will join. Alright. It's just here. I assume this is you.